Hey guys, we're going to do a tour of Compass Rose today. We're going to start off in the galley on the starboard side, and then we will work our way back from there. We have a small little galley in here. She's got a very shallow sink. You can only fit a couple of dishes in there. Then we got a 2-burner propane stove that works great. We got tons of storage here underneath the stove. That's where I keep all my dishes and cutlery and all that kind of stuff. Bit of storage here behind the stove. It goes all the way down to the build. Then we also have storage in behind the stove as well. So all these black panels, they all have storage in them. So you have, for a smaller boat, you have a ton of storage. Little shelf here is something that I've added on. So that I could keep all of my oils and stuff that I'm constantly using out instead of having to reach across the stove. And as we move just after that, you have my berth there. And it's a good quarter berth. On the port side here, we have the nav station, the iPad for navigation using Navionics. It keeps track of all my travels. Then we got handheld VHF, which is usually in the cockpit with me when I'm out sailing. And then we have a DeLorme inReach as well, in case of emergencies. And then if I go anywhere that I'm out of cell service, I can still get in contact with people and let them know that I've made it to my destination and that I'm safe. Also in this space, we have the fridge and freezer. I'll open that up for you in a second. And then we also have this big, what I use it as is a pantry. All my Whole Foods go in here. And then behind all this, we have more food storage along the hall. I also set my laptop up here and use this cable here, which is Cat 6 with a HDMI end on it, to send movies up to the TV in the salon. So I'm able to play movies off the hard drive onto the TV, which is great on rainy days and when I have company over. If you go behind me towards the aft, you have the garage. So this is just kind of where any projects that are on the go or any materials or anything like that I don't have a proper space for, it ends up there. As we're moving back, we move into the salon here. It's pretty cozy. It's really only about 6 feet in length. So on the starboard side where we have the TV, we also have a double berth. This couch pulls out and the back comes off, and then you get a double berth there, as well as all the storage behind. We got brand new LEDs all throughout the boat, because I redid that all last year. And then for the hot days, we have the fan. On the port side, we have a single berth, which is right now being used for storage behind there, so I won't pull that out. But the back just flips up, and then that turns into a single berth. And it's got the same storage as on the starboard side. Another good thing about the salon is that the table here in the center of the room flips up, and you can sit about 5-6 people around it, but it seats 4 really comfortably. We have our head in where most people would have their V berths. So here she is. We have just a sink with pressure water that's salt for the shower that I'm installing, and then a pump fresh water. This is all storage for toiletries. There's quite a bit of room back there. You got your toilet, of course. We got a hatch up here that we don't open too much. So there is standing headroom up here. I'm about 5'10", 5'11", somewhere in there. But back here we have clothing storage. I'll use this kind of as my, this one is my hanging storage, hanging locker, as well as I've put in a couple of bins in the back wall so that I get an extra 3 cubic feet. You just got some storage under here. So as we move out here into the cockpit, we do have wheel steering on this bayfield. Starting on the starboard side, underneath this cushion, we have a very shallow locker that I just keep odds and ends, tools. This is our deepest locker that we have, and that's all ropes, sheets, buckets. So the whole kind of floor of the cockpit here opens up, and then you have access to everything down there. So as the bayfields are a cutter rig, we have dual winches up here with just jam cleats on them, because I do sail it as a cutter like 90% of the time. I have both of the head sails up and we're just clipping along. She balances a lot better when you use her as a cutter than just using her kind of as a sloop and tucking the bob stay away. All the lines are run aft into the cockpit here, so I can control everything from the cockpit. The only time I really have to leave is when something gets hung up. For that, I have a jack line that I'll clip into. We also have a barbecue and a 100-watt solar panel back here. The 100-watt solar panel does most of my charging when I'm out on the water. We also got the Cape Horn wind vane back there. But we got a sail bag with lazy jacks on the boom. We do have enough space on the foredeck to keep a walker bay. For where the Yankee should be, I have a 100% jib on a roller furler, and then my stay sail is just Hank on. So Compass Rose being 29 feet, she can be very tight at times, especially when you start loading her up with people. But she does handle, you know, 3-4 people very well. I enjoy the small space. It can be tight. A lot of people couldn't do this small of a boat, but the way I separate my living situations from everything, and I got all the amenities of a small apartment. I have a heater, I have a fridge freezer, so it's not like camping. It's just like a really small apartment. She's taken me through everything that I've thrown at her or we've got stuck in, and she handles it like a champ, and she's very comfortable in a sea state. So a little update about the channel though. It looks like I've found the parts for the water pump, so that should be up and running next week. Fuel leak, we're going to try and rig something up so that stops, and as long as that stops, then we can get back out on the water for a bunch of adventures this summer. So that is exciting news for us. It's going to be a good summer. It's just about what we can get out to do. Alright guys, I'll see you next time.